All right, everybody, we want to welcome you out today to Gang Live International. It is good to have the family from all over the world. I'm so blessed to see what's taking place across the world because as many of you know, we're not just a ministry in one city. We are all over the world in over 30 countries globally. And it's so powerful to see how our generation has really been taking its place within this time. And today I'm super excited because I have a co-host with me today by the name of Lorraine. Lorraine, it's good to have you today. Why don't you greet everybody and also let them know a little bit about yourself?
Yes, we're so excited for everybody that's tuned in. And we want you guys to liven up that chat. We're excited here because we have some great information that we're going to be discussing tonight. Once again, my name is Lorraine. I'm representing not only Whittier, but the LA Harbor region. And so we're excited about everything that's going to take place tonight.
Yeah, that's right. You know what we did? We just had a Spanish segment as well. And we would ask that everybody, whatever country, maybe city, wherever you're at, maybe state, we want you to drop an emoji in the comment section. If you're from a different country, go ahead and drop your flag in the comment section. Let's represent here today where everybody's from, and let's go ahead and light that thing up. Let's see who's rolling the deepest here today as we come to Gang Live International. And you know, we're real excited to get with everybody today. And you know, the purpose of today is to give every single one of you tools that you could be an individual who rightly engages your generation. Now, if you're here today and you're like, I'm not a leader, or you're here today, you say, I don't run a social media profile, I think we all could say today that everybody has a social media page. Back when social media started, I was actually on MySpace. That's some old school stuff back then. You used to have MySpace, right?
Now.
Yeah, the millennials, we kicked the thing off.
That's where we
kicked
started
it off.
at.
Gen Z, we started this thing. You got TikTok, but we had MySpace back then. And you know, ever since then, everybody has a profile. And today, social media is such a tool that the enemy uses. But you know what happened? The enemy got the tool taken from him. And now the church has taken the tool of the enemy and is using it to preach the gospel. And you know something, recently, Lorraine, we had a Gangs Got Talent competition. And from all over the world, people sent in their submissions as they illustrated our promise scripture, Isaiah 54, 2-3. And we're super excited to announce that we had some winners who submitted and won. And today we want to actually show you that video right now. So check out this video.
Enlarge the places of your tents, for we will dispossess, for we will dispossess nations. For you said that you will go before, and that I am the Lord. No eye has seen, no ear has heard what you have in store for this generation in Africa, for this generation in Panama, for this generation across the world. The way we hear the call, we give ourselves for this generation in Africa, for this generation in Panama, for this generation across the world. The way we hear the call, we give ourselves.
Wow, what a fresh, cool way to transmit the promises of our ministry. And we want to give it up right there where you're at on the chat. We want to see some hand claps right there for Juliet and Jose. Great job, guys. That was amazing. And so, you know, locally, we've been really utilizing this time to adjust our audience. We know that an audience in person is different than an audience online. Yeah. So we've been changing up our strategy. We've been gathering, we've been planning, and we've been using the creativity that we have to make sure that we're engaging, right?
I think on that note, real quick, I think what I find powerful is that, you know, we as believers and we as individuals, we as preachers of the gospel, we all have a responsibility and a role to preach the gospel to the people of our sphere of influence or the people that we know, our friends or family, whoever it may be. We have a responsibility of that. And what I really find powerful, Lorraine, is how, you know, the pastor isn't the only person who has an audience. The pastor isn't the only person who has a congregation. You know, what's really powerful to me is to see, like, I think, how many followers do you have, Lorraine? About 1,500, what is something
Give or
like
take.
that? She's probably gonna have 2,000 after today, but you have about 1,500, let's say, people.
Right.
That's a lot. That's like enough people to pack out the mother church.
According to statistics, I'm a micro mini influencer.
Wow. You have enough people to pack out the mother church. You're a micro mini influencer. And you know what's crazy is that is your audience that every single day, not just Sunday, not just on a weekday, but every single day you have an opportunity to preach to those people.
Yes.
You have an audience of 1,000+ people that are listening to what you put on your page. They're watching to what you put out. They're an audience that you have an opportunity to minister to. And I think every single one of us, no matter how many followers you have an audience that you have the ability to minister to. And today, that's what we want to do. We want to properly give you the tools that you could be able to minister to your audience. I think Jesus did that tremendously.
Yes.
He reached the people with illustrations. He used parables. He used vines. He used the fig tree. He used all kinds of illustrations and mechanisms to reach his generation. And we want to give you some tools a video I found I think is really cool that we want to give to you today. So check out this video here today of some tools that you could use in your social media.
In this video, in just about 3 minutes, I want to share with you a trio of unusual social media posts for churches. So when I'm creating social media content for churches, one of my goals is to inspire people to read the Bible more. And there's a kind of post that I've come up with that does this well, and I call it the Bible lottery post. And instead of explaining it to you, let me just show you. So why create a post like this when I could just publish a plain scripture reading for the day and be done with it? Well, there are two forces at work here that make a post like this so compelling. And the first is personal investment, because for a post like this to work, it requires you to actually press pause. You need to interact with the content. And the amazing thing about human nature is that once we've started something, we're that much more likely to finish it. And there's even a name for this. It's called the Zeigarnik effect. So for me, as a social content creator, I'm always looking for ways to inject my posts with interactive elements, because I want to move you from just being a passive spectator to an active participant. And something as small as just having you press the pause button on a video can do that. Of course, getting you to press pause and interact is not easy, and that's where the second driving force of this kind of post comes into play: curiosity. Because the frames are moving so fast in this video, it's difficult for you to see what each one says, and it's that mystery that inspires curiosity and almost forces you to interact and press pause because you just gots to know what it says. In a way, we're very simple creatures, us humans, aren't we? And there are a number of different variations I've done on this kind of post. Here's one that we made into a GIF instead of a video, because GIFs can play on endless loops, repeating over and over again, piquing curiosity that much more. And then here's a completely different take on the Bible lottery post. Here I'm using your birthday month to assign you a passage of scripture. So if your birthday is in April, like mine is, we are going to be reading from the first chapter of Romans. But if your birthday is in June, like my wife Brittany's is, you'll be reading from Psalms, and each month gets their own dedicated passage from scripture. The building blocks for a post like this are simple: personal investment and curiosity. Pair those two forces together and you've got a match to inspire action. And in this case, that means more people opening up their Bibles and engaging the Word of God.
As we could see, that is some creative ways that we could utilize our Instagram to get a message out. And you know what? I heard it said like this: we don't want our page to just be a billboard. We don't want our page to just be pushing people to check this event, check that event. You know, businesses push people, but churches should pull people.
Right.
And our pages should begin to draw people to the word. They should begin to draw people to our service, draw people into our community. And I think that is such a creative way that we could do that. But as we know, I love that YouTube page. It's Pro Church Tools, really cool YouTube page. But they're not the only ones that are doing it. We have people within the God's Anointed Now generation that are doing it as well. And Lorraine, why don't you tell us today about some people that have been really hitting the mark when they're talking about engaging our generation?
Yes, so we have our own flavor, our own taste, and we've been utilizing that to engage with the online audience. Yeah. We've been using that to stay creative, to stay fresh, and to stay in touch with this generation. And so we've been doing things there locally in Whittier as well. We've been tailoring it just specifically for our online audience. We want to continue to keep people and even expand and add people. So we're hitting on raw stuff, real topics, real things to get people engaged, because we know that this generation is always looking for authenticity.
Yeah, that's right.
But another thing is we want to actually hear from somebody else, somebody all the way from the East Coast. So right now we're going to turn over to our guest that's tuning in live through Zoom, and let's give it up for Maritza, who's going to be turning it in.
Hi, everyone. My name is Maritza, and I'm here all the way from Chicago. And it's amazing to see how right now we're able to use social media, to be that platform to preach the gospel. And we noticed through our social media that what kicked it off the most was something recently, and it was a carpool karaoke. And we've seen so much where people began to share and comment on it, and pretty much they were just doing songs together, writing together, two of our gang girls, and man, props to our team for this. But they were just asking, during that time, they were asking questions of testimonial about dating or just general in life from high school to college and transitions. And it was a way that we were able to connect with all types of audience and all types of our generation. And we noticed that it was a big hit for us, where people began to share it. And it was something spontaneous and different that I don't think we've ever seen before, ever done.
I love it. That's such a creative way to really engage, and we're following the guidelines that are there. We're social distancing, but we're still being able to engage with our audience. And so we want to show you what that looks like. So let's go ahead and take a look at this video.
What's up, God's Anointed Now generation? Thank you so much for tuning in to this special edition of Gang Night, where we are doing carpool karaoke. We're pretty much going to jam out, drive around, listen to some tunes, and also chop it up for a bit. You can lock people up. Like, locked up, they won't let me out. Okay, so you were studying this alongside like doing a career, but all of this is while you were serving God in ministry, right?
If you give it to God, He's gonna make a way. He's gonna use you some way, somehow.
I will go where you lead. Can you tell me how it's benefited you of having a say yes wherever God has for you type of mentality?
It wasn't hard to say yes to God because, He called us to go wherever He wants us to, You don't know what He's gonna do. You don't know how He's gonna use you.
We want to thank you so much for tuning in to Carpool Karaoke. God bless you guys.
Wow, Maritza, I loved how you guys were just so creative. And I don't know if our audience here today knows, but 75% of traffic that takes place on the internet is related to videos. And so I loved how you guys were able to create a video, keeping the Generation Z engaged, keeping them interested. They're spending so much time, we're all spending so much time on our phones right now, and you guys were really creative with that. What is some other feedback that you guys got with those videos?
Well, some of the feedback, people just really enjoyed it, and I believe it told us that they were able to stay on the whole time. Because usually people can scroll, people can just watch for a little bit, but we've seen that it really engaged them because it was spiritual, but also it was fun and it was funny, for them, because we see that TikTok is very popular right now. People just want to watch, funny videos, but it's just finding that element, that way to just like catch their attention. And we're actually going to do something different for this Wednesday as well, where we're doing a Gang Night Talent edition where it's Master the Mic. And we're going to utilize our young people who in a sense, show the giftings that God has given them, but doing
Wow.
it. I mean, we'll stay tuned, you know, we'll see how
That's
it
great.
goes, but it's just different ideas just to engage them.
That is great, Maritza. You keep it up out there, and we're watching. We're locked in with Chicagoland, and real excited for all of the things that God has ahead for you, and also Michael as you lead the gang right there. And thank you so much for Maritza for being with us today. And you know, Maritza isn't the only guest that we have sharing on how they're ministering or even giving us tools of how we could be better reachers in our generation. And I love that, Lorraine, I really love about that is, like you said, 75% of people are say that again?
75% of the internet traffic is related to videos only.
That's powerful, because what I found, and someone was talking to me about it recently, is that this Gen Z is video inclined. They grew up on YouTube. They grew up on all these different video formats. I was telling earlier that they know how to do everything. They're the know-it-all generation, because they have a tutorial about everything.
That device empowers them.
Yeah, they grew up knowing how to fix everything. If they don't know how to fix it immediately they'll say, give me a second. They'll come back with the tutorial, and they still won't know how to do it, but then they'll keep watching more videos, and sooner or later they get it done.
Yes.
And you know, and I've learned that in my preaching and how I present the gospel, that actually 70% of people in general, not just Gen Z, are visual learners. And so right now the church is being equipped with a tool to preach visually. Let me say this, if you have no visual presentation in your messages, in reality, you're gonna miss 70% of your audience.
Wow.
And so right now the church is getting the tools, you're getting the tools, and you're using the tools. And today we also have somebody very special by the name of Nate. He's gonna be on in just a moment, and he's someone working alongside VOI right now. He's actually getting involved in the social media department. So check out this video and get a notepad out, because you're about to get some good things for your social media game.
All right, what's up, Gang International? It's Nate here. And I just want to say thank you so much to Ryan for having me on and giving me the opportunity to talk to you about something that's so crucial and so important, especially during a time like this, a time where everyone is isolated, sequestered, quarantined, stuck inside. Now more than ever, we get to utilize this thing called social media and use it for our advantage. And maybe you're like, who is this guy with the black long sleeve t-shirt looking guy who looks like Steve Jobs wannabe? Well, like I said, I'm Nate, and I have a really cool opportunity to work with Victory Outreach International. And along with VOI, I've had the incredible opportunity to work with some front of the line, cutting edge churches and businesses to help build their followings, build their engagements, build their online community. And I want to give you some of the best practices, some of the easy tips. These are just practical. I mean, as soon as you're done watching this, you can apply these things to your everyday posting on your ministry accounts, on your gang accounts, on your personal accounts. You can use it on whatever you want, and it's going to do this. It's going to, 1, help you build followers, 2, help you build engagement, and 3, help you build organic and real community, which is the whole goal of all of this. If we can't meet in person, then you better make sure that your social media is on point. So first best practice, if you're doing it well, this is what all the greats do. It's so simple. I mean, it's so simple that you think that everyone would do it, but it's posting every day. Just post every day. It's that simple. Make it a discipline to post every day. Now, maybe you're like, okay, well, I don't have something to post every day. Well, make up something to post every day. Even if it's just a verse, if it's just an encouragement, if it's you talking on the phone like this, just to pray for some people, whatever it is, post every single day. And this is what it's gonna do for you. It's gonna build your followers, it's gonna build your credibility, and it's gonna put you in the good graces of something we call the Instagram algorithm. Now, the Instagram algorithm, let's just say it's a beast. You want Instagram Al on your side. The algorithm is gonna decide where your post goes in the feed. Have you ever been scrolling on your Instagram and all of a sudden you see a post from 3 days ago? Like 3 days ago, why do I need to see the casserole that your grandma made that tasted so good on my feed from 3 days ago? I wanna see what's happening right now. It's because of this. The Instagram algorithm decides where your post goes. And so if you don't post every day, the algorithm thinks that you're not active and you're not a priority. So it's gonna send you to the bottom of people's feeds. But if you post every day, it puts the Instagram algorithm on your side. Maybe you're like, Nate, I have a VO meme account and I create awesome content. Like, it's great. But for whatever reason, it keeps on getting buried on people's feeds. No one's engaging, no one's liking, no one's commenting, no one is even seeing it because you're not posting consistently every single day. Number two best practice is don't be that hashtag guy. Don't get carried away with the hashtags. Not every event needs a hashtag. Not every Sunday needs a hashtag. Not every merch shop needs a hashtag. Not every sermon needs a hashtag. Don't get too crazy with the hashtags. Again, if you use it right, if you utilize hashtags correctly, right? That means choosing hashtags that are relevant, hashtags that are being used, hashtags that actually fit with the topic of what you're talking about, right? For example, some hashtags not to use: follow for follow, like for like. Just throw those away. Hashtag Instagood. Get that out of here. Make sure that you're using relevant hashtags. Now, this is what I recommend for you. Go onto Google, type in hashtag generator, and it'll take you to sites. I mean, there's dozens of these sites, right? And you can type in a topic. Let's say the topic is church. You type in church, and it's gonna give you the top 30 most relevant hashtags that people are clicking on when they search for church or in addition to church. Copy that hashtag block and throw it onto the first comment of your post. Don't throw it on your post caption. Throw it on the first comment. Don't make your caption all busied and all full of random words. Make sure you put it on your first comment, but don't be that hashtag guy. Now, the third thing is you gotta make sure to have a plan. The best people in the business, the best accounts in the business, the ones that get the most followers, the ones that get the most engagement, the one that has the best community, they have a plan and a rhythm to their account. In other words, don't just post day to day waiting for something to find. You've got to have a plan. Get a week ahead, get a month ahead, get 3 months ahead. Plan out your content. Now, there's some really cool apps that allow you to do this, right? Check this app out. It's called Unum, U-N-U-M, and it allows you to actually take your content and to build it into a fake Instagram so you can actually see what your Instagram looks like. Or you can go to later.com, and that's another one where you can build it out, and you can also schedule your posts to be posted for you on your account. So once you're done scheduling it, once you're done writing in the caption, everything, you just press schedule and it's gonna do it for you. For some of you who struggle with maybe scheduling or staying on a consistent day-to-day posting, this is the way to go. Go to Later, utilize its tools, and start making a plan for your Instagram. Now, here's a little bonus, okay? Is don't get too caught up in the weeds with all these different social medias, right? We have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have LinkedIn, we have Google+, we have YouTube, we have TikTok, we have Instagram, we have email chain letters that come from people that if you don't forward, all of a sudden something horrible is gonna happen. Don't get caught up in all of that, all those different social medias, excuse me. If I were you, I would focus in on one. Instagram, most likely. This has the most engagement. This has the most following. This is the easiest access to the people you're trying to reach to. And then from that account, I would be reposting onto Twitter, reposting onto Facebook, and eventually, once you get Instagram mastered, then branch out to those other social networks. But do this. Have a plan, please. Don't be that weird hashtag person, hashtag follow for follow. And do yourself a favor. Start posting every single day. I hope these things are practical. I hope they're simple. And ultimately, at the end of the day, we're believing that social media isn't a tool from the devil, but it's a tool to be utilized to bring people into relationship with Jesus and his church. So I know that these are going to grow your following, grow your engagement, and build your community. Thank you so much for having me, and let's crush this content. I'll see you guys later.
Come on now, that was some good stuff right there. I was getting convicted as I sat here right now because I don't post enough. But man, thank you so much, Nate, for giving us all those tips here today. And if you didn't, go back in the comment section. We got some notes for you right there. We got all the points written out for you so that you could be successful and engage in our generation. But Lorraine, why don't you show them what's going to be put on screen right now, what's going on the screen?
Yes, so right now, if you want to turn up that content like he was just talking about, if you want to beef up your page, then this is what you need to do. You need to get your device, scan it over, put your camera on, just simply go to your camera, put the camera over the screen, and it's going to send you right away to a link. Tap that link because that's where all the tools are right there for you at your hand.
Yeah, and we did something exciting today. We put up a QR code, and that QR code is going to give you some tools. We gathered together with some of our top churches. We asked them, what tools are you using so that you could be successful? And right there, also in the comment section, click that link. You're going to have direct access to get some of the top apps that our Victory Outreach churches are using. And listen, today, we hope today that you got tools in your tool belt. We hope today that you were given information. You were also given the tools necessary that you could engage your generation. We all have an audience on our social media. We all have people that look to us. And when they look at our page, when they look at your page, what do they see? What do they receive? What message do they hear? What inspiration do they receive from your page? We hope that they're getting inspired. We hope that they're being fueled with faith. We hope that they're being envisioned with this third wave revival. We hope that souls are reached through your page, through your gang page, and that we could be a people who properly engage our generation and get this vision, get this gospel out into the four corners of the world. Listen, God's anointed now generation, it is our time that we would make an impact all over the world. And that's why we're doing Gang Live International. And that's why I'm super excited for what's coming up this Saturday. That's right, I said this Saturday. Mark your calendars. Right after today, you're going to see a flyer very, very soon of what's going to take place this Saturday. We're bringing it back, Revival Fires. I know many of us locked in last time we had it, and it was powerful. About 8,000 devices. Back then, they didn't have the limits on social distancing.
Right.
But 8,000 devices were locked in from all over the world. And listen, it's going to be powerful. Do not miss out. You're going to get a flyer very, very soon on that. And also to all of our family that speak in Spanish, we had a Spanish segment right before this, and coming up on May 30th, we're going to be having Revival Fire for all of Latin America and all of our Spanish-speaking family across the United States of America. And let me say something, God is raising up an army of third-wave leaders who speak in Espanol. I don't speak it, but God's raising up a mighty army, and we're going to have an awesome time with them. And also along with that, coming up very, very soon, I know you thought World Conference was over, but it is not over. We may not be meeting at the Anaheim Convention Center, but we're going to break in through your living room. We're going to get into your room. And we're going to have an awesome time. You excited for it?
Yes, I'm super excited. I marked my calendar. I already said it. We're tuned in and we're ready.
It's going to be an awesome time. Do not miss out. And also coming up very, very soon, we're going to be having Media Academy. Listen, we're going to have social media intensive class coming up. We gave you some practical tools today, but they're going to go in depth. They're going to give you all the tools that you need so that you can be successful in reaching our generation. If you want more information on any of these things I just told you, go to info, or you could message info@victoryoutreach.org. You could also visit our Victory Outreach International page. And we're going to say today that this is going to conclude today, but we want to inspire you. We want to challenge you to be the best that you could be. And don't let any restrictions that the government puts on us or any boundaries that are placed before us hinder you from what God has called you to do. We're still going to dispossess nations. We're still going to reach our generation. We're still going to spread this gospel no matter what virus, no matter what restrictions may come. Our God is stronger. Our God is mightier. And we will reach our generation. And so on behalf of God's Anointed Now generation and my co-host Lorraine and I, we love you all, and we will be seeing you soon. God bless you, God's Anointed Now generation.